What's up guys, it's Drac, and this award-winning toy is from Marky Sparky Toys. I got to meet this company at Toy Fair, and it's a really interesting company in that it's been doing more or less the same great thing for a few decades now, and that is, it's been making the finest in toy bow and arrows. So this is the FauxBow. It might be the FauxBow 3, I'm not sure, but it's the Feel of Real Archery, and it's featuring a completely new ammo type, which is really cool in and of itself. So I will read the back, but first I'm going to kind of start carving this open. So we have from Marky Sparky, this is that he wanted to invent the bow that had the look and feel of real archery. It needed to be well made and plastic, and that there are many bow and arrow toys out there. And he actually tells you that he invented the original Nerf B&A. And I have one of those out there so that we can kind of compare to them. Now this is also, I think, a couple decades old at this point, but it's the first like Nerf style projectile shooter back before Nerf was really just making their foam balls, which were safe for indoor play. But this is a completely different style of ammunition, and it seems to be a much lighter weight form of ammo, which is crazy when you consider that Nerf arrows are foam. These are a lightweight, almost plastic tube with a compressible foam tip. Now that's the entire contents of the box. This kind of tells us how to assemble. Shouldn't be too terribly difficult, but this is definitely very similar to the B&A, but has a much more solid construction to it. So we will go ahead and invert this. This goes here in the bottom and should align into place there and clicks. And then the one on top should be on top because it's specifically, A, I think it's the only way that they'll fit. They do have these alignment grooves, but B, there's a lot of arrow storage up here on top, and so I want to make sure that we get that as well. Now the original B&A had some pretty flimsy strings, and they're kind of attacking the FauxBow here, but the B&A had string that really didn't do anything and eventually wound up becoming sort of lax, like this is showcasing, but that is there. It's still a spring-powered pneumatic tube. Now there's way more efficient air delivery here. As we screw on this barrel, you can see that there are 5 holes up in the front of this, so we've got a very clean air delivery system, as opposed to the original, which, as we know, needed a few improvements of sorts. So originally this was firing, I think, indirectly through holes on the side, and while it works, it's just not as cool a system as this. Of course, we are comparing toys that are separated by not only decades, but actually a century, so you have to interpret to taste. But we'll go ahead and snap all of these into place. They're lightly compressed when being held in here, but this tubing, at least when I was experiencing it at Toy Fair, is highly resilient. Like it's pretty good stuff. So it's bendable and reverts back to form. It's got a great fit on this here, so I think that this is going to be solid performance. It's claiming ranges of over 100 feet. First we'll fire the bow and arrow, which curved horribly into the bush, I guess. Let's try the FauxBow, the Feel of Real Archery. Now this is of course elastic, that is not assisting. There's a spring-powered plunger tube inside. So, I mean, that's definitely a 70-foot shot. Let's see if with more angle and maybe a snappier release we can get 100 feet. So here we'll try one more draw, and then gone. So that broke our grass line, which means that it's definitely achieving the range as claimed, which is pretty sweet, and it has kind of like an archery feel for sure. Let's see if we can manage any sort of accuracy with it. I mean, I shoot a little bit of archery myself. I've been known to dabble, but we'll see how this toy performs. So that should be a pretty well aligned shot. Not quite. So I'm gonna have to get used to it, I guess, but the video goggles throw some things off, and then the release is its own kind of trickiness. Since you're not grabbing a spring, getting the right sort of grip here is going to be key. Closer. Ah, come on. Alright, I am going to try again. I think that I deserve a little bit of a learning curve here because it is slightly different. But for the price point, this is actually less expensive than modern Nerf blasters. Modern Nerf blasters have been getting incredibly expensive recently, and it's a ton of fun. It comes with enough ammo to fill the entire thing, and there are reloads of these arrows. And again, this ammo seems pretty durable and has a lot of like replay value. And the product itself is pretty simple. It's not branded in any sort of way. It's just a bow and arrow toy you can interpret to taste. It looks like construction is relatively solid. It's kind of got like a faux wood thing going on, which is appropriate given that it is the faux bow. Why do they keep pulling right every time? I'm gonna aim not for it. Let's see. Alright, so we're slowly getting closer by aiming further away. This is silly. I'll stand closer this time, guys. I'm sorry. See, now I know that I'm going to spend like hours in the workshop instead of making things, trying to master the faux bow. But there's also some more stuff in the pipes from Marky Sparky that's very exciting for me, that might let me use something I'm a little more comfortable with and a little more my size. I am the first to admit that yes, this is embarrassing, guys. I can't seem to hit anything. Alright. So what can we talk about while I embarrass myself? These arrows have been hitting the ground and the bricks, and they're no worse for the wear, so that's pretty cool. Hopefully I can recover them from the woods, but they are a bright white, so it shouldn't be too terribly hard to relocate the ones that I shot off into the distance. There we go, finally. I've just had to get closer each time. Wow. So there's a reasonable amount of power behind these guys. This is not bad at all, like when they actually hit things. That is super duper cool. So Legolas dreams aside, that is my review of the FauxBow, or the FauxBow 3. I'm not sure what's going on with the box there, but way more fun than the B&A. Definitely have been some improvements, and I like this. I like this a lot. I'm really looking forward to some full-size stuff coming from Marky Sparky, and I will be sure to review that for you as well. But much love, Nerf on, Drac out. Hope you guys enjoyed.